What's good? Are the Texans good? Can they beat a good team? You guys good. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll do it
It's the
live.
Locker Room on YouTube. You know what it is. Let's get it. Hey. Locker Room. Yeah, we in the locker room. Texas talk. Yeah, you know what we about to do. Localize. Every angle's what we really do. We the source. We the pulse of the city too. Landlocked. Got the game in the headlock. Localize every time. Can't stop, won't stop. Yeah, we top two and we not too. Plugged in daily digital on YouTube. We got taste for days. Opinions to get.
It is the Locker Room, number one source for Texans digital content. I am Landry Locker. You can see me, hear me here throughout the week, Monday through Friday, 10:30. Also on SNL at 4 o'clock. By the way, speaking of that, come out and see myself and Cody Stoots at Spanky Sharpstown. The next and the newest gathering is going to be at Spanky's this Friday. We've enjoyed having y'all out there. I can't wait to eat that before taking the daughter trick-or-treating. I'm looking very much forward to that. I think it will be good. Speaking of that, are you guys good? That is the quote of the day. I can't tell you how many text messages I've gotten asking me if I'm good. I'm great. I'm great because everything's better when the Texans win. We know this. You know this. I know this. I would much rather the Texans win than the Texans put out what they put out against Seattle a week ago today. I would much rather that happen. I'm not on the payroll. I'm not trying to avoid criticizing the team, but when the Texans win, things are better, contrary to the belief of DeMeco Ryans, which we'll get to that in a second. But this is the post-week outlook. Shout out to Sleeper for sponsoring the video. A lot of people taking advantage of that Sleeper deal. I got to tell you it again. It's a two-piece combo. You can get the free $20 entry, no deposit needed, and then you get the 100% match up to $100. Use that promo code LOCKER, higher, lower. Even if you don't want to do this, I will tell you, use Sleeper as your app for sports and for scores and everything like that. I've adjusted to it, and my life is better as a sports fan because of it. So let's get into the DeMeco Ryans thing. We'll get into we'll divide this into two parts. This was DeMeco Ryans after the game yesterday, and we'll lay out the outlook. But this was DeMeco Ryans after the game, after a win against the San Francisco 49ers. I talking about it, fans, media, whatever, a pretty strong generalization from DeMeco Ryans after the dub.
It really doesn't matter about outside noise, and we hear a lot of that every time you lose. Everybody wants to come up with something of get rid of everybody, fire everybody, you lose a game, you go out, don't play well. Well, it's just the noise is just a lot of people who don't know what they're talking about, because here in this room as a team, we stick together as a team, and we know it's only about us, right? And you never let that outside noise creep in and control who we are. We know who we are. We know what we're about. We know the formula. We know what it takes to go win games. And we just understand that the outside noise is just noise. We would never go ask anybody who's giving the noise. We would never go ask them their opinion about how to game plan or how to play football. So we keep that in-house, and we press forward, and we go out and play good football. That's what it's about.
That's good. That's good. I think it's obvious he's specifically mad at people, but it was a generalization, but that's good. No, don't know what they're talking about. All that. That's fine. So I just asked him about the quote, the difference between good and bad noise. We'll get to that in a sec, but let's lay out the state of the Texans and where they are, which is always what we do after Monday Night Football. The quest to get to 5-5, which we laid out after they started out 0-3, it's very much alive. And the Texans have an opportunity right now to do something that they couldn't do less than a month ago. A lot of times you don't get the second opportunity. They have an opportunity right now, the Texans do, to improve to 500 and beat a really good team. And ironically, the last time they had this opportunity, they were coming off a win against a team that was banged up extremely, and they beat a backup quarterback. It was Baltimore last time. They laid the egg against Seattle. And now in a very short time, less than 2 weeks afterwards, they're going to have the opportunity to make that right against a good Denver team. And they actually open as a 1-point favorite against a really good Denver team. And they also get some news that's makes it a little bit easier. Patrick Surtain, arguably the best corner in the league, he's going to be out. And it looks like Nico Collins could be trending towards being in. So with you saw what the receivers did this past week. If that continues and you have Nico Collins, you have a chance to figure stuff out, and we'll see how DeMeco handles Bo Nix. So it's a second opportunity in less than a month for a Texans team that set themselves up with this by dominating San Francisco. And the question is, are the Texans good now? They good now? I don't feel any different about this team now than I did a week ago. But a week ago, the Seattle game wasn't quite complete. I thought the Texans had a chance to get to 5-5, and then we saw the Seattle game. So I don't know that the ship is righted. I thought that was a dangerous mindset after the Baltimore. And quite frankly, I don't know what this coaching staff's going to do to follow up this encore. How are they going to handle implementing Christian Kirk into things? How are they going to handle the Denver front? Do we see more of Blake Fisher, the extra line? Do we see more of the quick game with CJ Stroud? How are they going to handle this? So the Texans good now? I would say they got to beat a good team before we say they're good. San Francisco is an overachieving team. They're depleted. The Texans got to beat a good team before I say that they're good. So that's the one thing they need to do. They need to prove they can beat a good team. Can they? We'll see. There are currently 8 teams. We do this every week. There are currently 8 teams that have a winning record in the AFC. 8 teams. Now, this is where it gets interesting for the Texans and where you kind of lay out the opportunity that they have ahead. Of those 8 teams, 4 of the 8 teams have 3 losses, which is solid because the Texans have 3 losses. So half the teams that you're chasing in the playoff standings, they have 3 losses. Now, the Texans are also have the best, they're the highest up on the standings of any team with a losing record. So they're right there. So 4 of the 8 teams have 3 losses. So if you beat Denver, you'll be 500. And at least 5 of the 8 teams that have winning records will have 3 losses. That's a hell of an opportunity for the Texans on Sunday. There's also a opportunity where the Indianapolis Colts doing what they're doing could actually benefit the Texans. And my explanation for that is simple. And the Colts right now are on a historic start to the season. Shane Steichen's a hell of a coach. I mean, you look at that, you look at the company that they're in right now. They've played some crappy teams. They've roughed them up. I know the Texans, we're sitting here saying they haven't beat a good team. Colts have beat Denver. So if the Texans can go beat Denver, maybe you can figure it out. But the Colts obviously got a relatively easy schedule. But that you can't question that right there. When you're in the same company as the 2007 Patriots, the 2000 Rams, greatest show on turf, and maybe the best offense that Mahomes was a part of during this dynasty, it's hard to minimize what the Colts are. But the good news is there's a chance that Week 18 game where the Texans take on the Colts, there's a chance they might not have anything to play for. And much like the 2019 Titans, when the Texans were in that situation, maybe they just lay down and don't even play their starters. So you could be in that position if they continue to wreck. You still got to face them twice. I think the Colts are for real. Jonathan Taylor should be in the MVP discussion. I know Patrick Mahomes is the quarterback and it's a quarterback award, but he should be in the MVP discussion. And Tyler Warren is perhaps the best tight end in the league, and Daniel Jones is doing his thing. So I think the Colts are definitely a team to respect, even though it feels like not everyone does respect them. Let's go to the chat. here in the locker room. This could get interesting.
You ain't never hate.
Swarm.
Chris Sloan says Colts are the best. So I guess you are a Colts fan. Colts are the best is what Chris Sloan says. I don't know if that's going to be met too favorably in this chat, but you are entitled to your opinion, my friend. Malik says Nix is a QB that Ryans can make look real bad like Herbert. If they want to do anything special this year, this is the first but not last test they need to pass. Yes, and this is a big opportunity for them to get extremely greedy because there's been a trend with DeMeco Ryans where they play good against the AFC South. Like they've played very good against the AFC South. I don't think they've ever been swept by a team in the AFC South. They have not. So you got Jacksonville the second time. If you lose to them, it would be the first time that they've been swept by someone in the AFC South. And then you got the Titans, who are the biggest laughing stock in football right now. You go there. So if you do beat Denver, I mean, there's a chance that you're going to be favored the 2 games after that. And then all bets are off. Like if the Texans run off 4 wins, which they very well could, and they can get to closer to what we expected perhaps them to be, then that's a big opportunity for them. I know I picked them to win 10, 11 games. And the defense still looks like a superpower. So you got to give them credit for that. Mike M asks, you guys good? Yes, we are. X Jelly says, can't wait for Landry's take on the presser. I talked about it on SNL. But yeah, we can get into it. Another you guys good. This is never going to end, is it? Parada Bros says, don't really like the mindset, talking about the DeMeco thing. I don't like the mindset that noise people don't know football and don't know what they're talking about, especially when the noise is exactly what changed this game. I don't know if I would credit the noise for changing the game. I think I would credit San Francisco's injuries and the Texans having a really good defense for that as much as anything. But I mean, I don't know. I don't really, it's kind of a walking contradiction and a lot of generalizations for me. If somebody, Shiny asks, if somebody offered a 7th for Kirk, would you take it? Oh, Lord.
Captain Kirk, can you save me? Captain Kirk, I want to have your baby.
I would say, nah, I mean, you got to keep him around. People are asking for you guys good to be a thing. Tim Worldly says, what's the point of talking about positives when you lost the game? It makes no sense. I don't know. We'll get to this. I know this is why you are here. And I don't really blame you. WB says, are we going to see Mixon in a Texans jersey at this point? He was at the game. Brandon Scott of Sports Radio 610 actually saw him at the club level. So guess he was at the game. Maybe you're saying there's a chance. Don't know. The thought of a Mixon, never mind. I won't do that. But yeah, that's it's an interesting thought to think about. Killa X God says him going on that long rant shows he was listening to it, just now taking action. Look, nobody with a brain believes that he doesn't hear it and doesn't know about it and doesn't know what's going on. Like nobody believes that. Like that's if you believe that, then you're just going to believe everything that he tells you, and that's fine. But nobody with the brain believes that, and that's a weird way to approach it if that is the case. So that's the state of the Texans. Again, 4 of 8 teams with 3 losses. And if the Texans beat the Broncos, then 5 of the teams above them in the playoff race are at least tied with them in the loss column. So that kind of just summarizes how big this game is. You know what else is big? TDECU, the greatness that is TDECU, the proud sponsors of Reaction Monday and SNL and CJ Stroud and the Coug Stadium. TDECU, you can get that Texans debit card. You can get 15% off Texans gear with the TDECU debit card. All you got to do is go to tdecu.org/Texans. We have a lot of listeners/viewers that have taken advantage of this, and they're just amazed by all the perks that come with being a TDECU customer. So check them out. Go to tdecu.org/Texans. Get that Texans debit card and let them look out for you. Membership required, insured by NCUA. You will not regret it. It's one of the better things and better companies that in the game, and we're very proud to have them as a sponsor. All right, so let's just get into it. First, Chris is saying, aren't KC fighting to get in the playoffs? They're good, but I mean, yeah, technically yes. They're right there on the edge, but yes, technically yes. But let's get into the DeMeco noise reaction. So we heard the rant yesterday at the game, and this isn't the first time that this has happened, where there's always like, and maybe I admittedly am just like, so I hate, there's nothing I hate more in life than generalizations. I think generalizations are one of the biggest problems in the world these days. And I know they're not always harmful, and at times they can be harmless, but I think when they happen over and over, and some are more extreme than others, but I just think that they're just extremely disrespectful. And a lot of times I don't respect them, because a lot of times it's because you don't want to just call out who you want to call out. And we go back to this. We've talked about this. This isn't a new thing that's developed.
Hey, bro. Alpha Aaron here.
Like, he's mad at Aaron Wilson, and he just decides that he's going to go on a rant about media, the state of media, and all this type of stuff, and just basically call out like the entire state of media. Media doesn't do this, all that. And I also think he's doing what a lot of people do, which is lump in media and fans into one, which is an even more extreme generalization. But let me just put it this way. And this is it. Those of you that have been on this channel before, you've heard me ask this question. Like, whenever like a football player gets in trouble or something like that, or something happens, or a football player does something, anything small, big, or whatever, if someone after that happens says, "Man, that's just football players. Football players, they don't know anything, blah 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 blah." Like, that's a generalization. I don't think DeMeco would appreciate that. And I know he wouldn't appreciate that, because he individualizes players, but he generalizes media and he generalizes fans. And I've said this before, I'll say it again. I do not believe DeMeco Ryans at the moment respects fans and media. And I think in this market, I think he has it and he's earned it, but I think he's had it easier than anyone, like than in any other market. I don't know too many markets where you're going to get it as good as DeMeco has gotten it. So when you get a little bit of criticism, when your team is struggling the way his is, and really it's kind of an extension of last year, yeah, you're going to get some criticism. And when you're mad at specific people, you don't have to generalize outside noise and be extreme and talk about like what's being said when it's not actually being said. I just think it's weird. And that's why I asked, like, this was a softball question. Really, it was a big opportunity, because I think there's a difference between good outside noise and bad outside noise. Like, you've been getting praised a lot. Like, what is the balance between that? And when he answered it the way he answered it, and he did it again, I had to ask the follow-up question, and then you'll see DJ Bienemy jump in there as well. We'll react to it in a sec. I think they've been playing this today. You might be sick of it. I'm a little bit sick of it. My phone's been vibrating, but we'll talk about it. Here we go.
What are the challenges for a coach when pushing away outside noise? I know that was a topic yesterday. What are the challenges, and is there a balance between like positive outside noise and negative outside noise?
No, it really doesn't matter. I mean, here you can see it's a lot of negative talk about us. We get it. I hear people try to give it to me all the time. I get it, right? It's like, but it really doesn't matter, right? I talk about it. Everybody wants to write a hot story, and most of the time it's negative stuff that people want to talk about. right? Nobody wants to talk about the positive stuff that happens. And again, if you feed off of that and you're riding the pendulum of, oh, we're great because we won, oh, we suck because we lost, fight, like that's our business. I get it. But that's the nature of it. We keep moving forward. Really, it doesn't drive anything. It means nothing, literally nothing to what we're about. Like it does nothing to drive our team. We just got to go out and play good football.
You don't think you've gotten any positive stuff?
Yeah, I was about to say that. Like the first 2
You
years.
don't think you've gotten any praise at all?
Guys, what's your question?
I'm just saying, like, everybody says negative.
I said that's what people thrive on is the negative stuff. Yeah.
Everybody says negative, but you don't think you've gotten any positive?
I said people thrive on the negative. You guys are good. You guys must be the ones with the negative stuff. We're playing football. You talk about outside noise. I'll say it again. It doesn't matter. Good, bad. It doesn't change how we prepare. It doesn't change our week of preparation. We're gonna work. We're gonna work our best, the game plan our best, and go out and play good football.
Well, but for your first couple years and a half, like you've gotten nothing but positive coverage for the majority of the time. So when you say everybody wants to focus on the negative and not write about the positive, I don't know if how is that accurate when you've been here for a couple of years? You've got a lot of positive coverage.
You guys good?
All right, there you go. So we're good. We're good. It's really it's not that big of a thing. I think it's kind of telling that he doesn't even understand what he said. Like you read the quote, the archive. Everybody wants to write a hot story. Most of the time, it's negative stuff that people want to talk about. Nobody. This is quote. This is what he said, and he denies it like 20 seconds later. Nobody wants to talk about the positive stuff that happens. And again, if you feed off that, you're writing. And I agree with all that. But nobody has gotten more positive press coverage than DeMeco Ryans. Nobody has gotten that. So that's really just the question. Like, do you really think that you get like negative? It's the most positive stuff that there is. And you don't have to say nobody, you don't have to say everybody. I mean, you can just specify what you're talking about, or you can just move past that. But there's become in my opinion, there's become kind of an impact, a Caserio impact from where the media is expected to kiss DeMeco's ass no matter what. So I don't really get that. I think it's a little bit weird. I also think that it's also, I don't expect anything from DeMeco Ryans. Like it doesn't matter. Like he can do whatever he wants to do, but you react, you ask questions, and that's it. I think he expects the media to act a certain way. He said, like, I forgot what he said at training camp, but it was like, oh, we want guys here who are looking out for us and all that. It was like he was going on the Mixon thing. So like eventually you just ask the question, he answers it, and that's it. Like he doesn't owe me anything. Like I don't feel like DeMeco owes me anything. And hopefully he doesn't think that I owe him anything. So it is what it is. Like it's funny because this is the type of stuff that goes on in most NFL markets. Like most coaches get questioned, but it can be talked out and you can kind of just figure it out. So it's not anything that's like a major thing to me. I just think the generalizations are a little bit extreme, and I maintain what I've maintained. I don't think he necessarily respects fans and media. And I also think that there's a part of DeMeco that really hasn't dealt with this type of criticism before. And that just kind of is what it is. And we also talked about it last week. I think he was mad about the Stingley thing, but there was no misquote. You go back and listen to the Stingley thing. I didn't say that DeMeco said that the game plan was one thing. I said he wanted to get hands on him. Not my assumption is you have to press to get hands on him. It's a bad assumption. Stingley didn't feel any different about it. So this is what it is. I mean, I don't think it was as big of a deal as he made it. But the other thing is like this, like if the coach is that concerned about noise and letting it get to him that bad, then how is your quarterback supposed to handle it? Like really, like how is your quarterback supposed to handle it? I'm confused by that. Like how is CJ Stroud how are you supposed to ask him to handle it if that's how you're handling it? And I think there's some stuff that's said behind the scenes it's maybe not the same in the front scenes where I think there's a little bit of fronting that goes on at the podium. I mean, just go. You talked about simple. Like last week we talked about simple and football is simple. It's kind of simple. Just go up there and answer questions. It's not that big of a deal. It's fine. I don't really think it's I don't think it's that difficult, but yeah, there's nothing. I said it on SNL. I'm not really owed anything there at all. So that's just what that is. Rich Boy J says CJ has kind of said the same thing about media. CJ Stroud gets criticized. like that. Like I get, like, I know that comes with the territory on quarterback, and like we hold CJ Stroud to a high standard, but CJ Stroud gets criticized like crazy. Like CJ Stroud gets completely roasted on social media. Like, and I'm not defending anything. I think the mental capacity it takes to play quarterback and the mental capacity that it takes to tolerate what quarterbacks tolerate is a lot. But dude, CJ Stroud gets fucking hammered. Like CJ Stroud would die to take whatever criticism DeMeco Ryans thinks he takes, but CJ Stroud gets completely grilled. Like the CJ Stroud would die for the equivalent of, oh, y'all talked about my game plan and questioned my game plan. Dumb fans, dumb media who don't know what you're talking about. CJ Stroud, there's like memes, there's the Caleb Williams, there's all this. Like CJ Stroud, yes, he has said that. I would understand if he's talking about that and he's talking about fans. CJ gets grilled. It's been a never-ending honeymoon for DeMeco Ryans. 100%. Let's go back to the chat. Dangerous territory, but we'll go back.
You ain't never had
Swarm.
Cash out YT says, Landry, bro, y'all don't understand. As players and coaches, we could care less what people have to say, whether it's positive or negative. Okay. If you want to believe that, you can believe that. Sean Castillo says the media kissing people's asses is how people stay in their position longer than they should be. No one, at least I've never said DeMeco should get fired. I've said that I think his shelf life is the longest in the organization more than anyone. So I haven't heard that. I think he says get rid of everyone and all that. I haven't heard anyone say that. James says DeMeco doesn't handle conflicts. He just laughs and ignores them. And then passive aggressively says stuff. Like it's not just an ignore. And then passive aggressively says stuff. ESG Soccer says so condescending to say no media or fans know anything. Completely tone deaf. These guys haven't beat anyone competent. Maybe San Francisco. San Francisco's beat to hell on that. But yeah, it's really not like the most crazy thing. Tequila Whiskey says the beauty about outside noise is that players and coaches get to prove everyone wrong at game day. It's a privileged position to be in. I mean, I don't know if it's privileged. I mean, it is a privilege to play, but I mean, they earn it. They earn it with I mean, it's elite skills that most people would love to be a professional athlete, and eventually you get humbled at some point. So I don't know if it's privileged. I think it's cool, but it's there, but it's not anything too crazy there. The other thing that I'll say after I talk about something good, something always green, always clean, never mad, always good, I should say, always good, is Texans turf. Shout out to Texans turf. Shout out to Dan the man. He's the best in the game. Shopping for turf sucked. I always wanted it. I was always envious of people who had it. And I shopped around, and 5, 6, 7 companies through. I was like, man, this sucks. This is a pain. These guys are slime balls. They try to rip me off. They're only suggesting the most expensive stuff. I know it's not right for me. And quite frankly, I look at their jobs. There's not a lot like high star ratings. I don't know if they handle drainage. And I just get a weird vibe by these guys. And then finally, as I was about to give up, I hit up Dan at Texans Turf. He came through. He didn't try to sell me the most expensive thing. He might if it would have been right and I would have trusted him. But he got me a product that was right for my home. It's perfect. There's no more mud. If you want a putting green, playing surface, whatever, he'll take care of you like he did me. I shopped so you don't have to. And I can 100% promise you that Texans Turf is the go-to. Go to texansturf.com and let Dan the man do for you what he did for me. No job too big. No job too small at all. So to reset and kind of put a bow on the DeMeco thing, I think there's a couple of things. I'll just rapid fire it. I think players get individualized, fans and media are generalized with him. I think that's the mindset. That's what he knows, though. I mean, he's always been the star player. Even his rise to coaching was, I don't want to say easy. I mean, he used his skill set and it laid out perfectly for him. But there's not really a lot of coaches in football that 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 6 years of coaching. And next thing you know, you're an NFL head coach. That's impressive. So I think even that has been a rise. And then you inherit a very, very favorable situation where you have the number 2 and 12 pick in the draft. You have 2 1s the next year and you have a good salary cap situation and you start out really good. So I think that he's just not really used to it. He doesn't respect it, but it just kind of is what it is when it comes to the generalization. I just think the generalizations are getting a little too extreme. And quite frankly, I don't think they're good for him. I don't think they help him out and make him look too good. The approval rating is a little bit lower. That just kind of comes with the territory, though, there. But my opinion on DeMeco is the same today as it was yesterday and the day before and the day before and the day before. I think DeMeco Ryans should be able to see this thing out no matter what happens. I've said that. I think DeMeco Ryans pays a little more attention to things than he would like to admit. I know that for a fact, 100% fact. And I think that I don't think he's a finished product. I think he's early in the process. So I don't know what DeMeco is going to be like next year, the year after, whatever. I mean, there's a lot going on. This is unique territory for where the Texans are and what he's got to do. So he's going to go about his business and he's going to try to right the ship. But I've said what I've said. I think what I think. It's not anything that I wouldn't say to him. I think he generalizes fans and media. I don't think he respects them. That's what I've said. He doesn't have to. I don't expect it, but I mean, to not expect follow-up questions, that's like old ass small school college coach type of stuff. Like this, that should not be that big of a deal. Like what the root of the disappointment should not lead to that, but it really wasn't much. Like that's basically like a normal day in New York. That's a normal day in New York. There's no doubt about that. ASH says, I missed the super chat. Just type it in the normal thing. I'm not reading just supers. I'm reading whatever. But yeah, it's there for sure. Art says, proof of that turf. I don't know what you mean, proof of that turf. What are you asking for? You asking for like a video of the turf? I mean, what kind of jackass comment is that? You think I'm going to lie about it? Let me see. It's a dorky ass comment, man. Yeah, look, there it is. Backyard. There's the turf right there. Go through it. There you go. Small backyard, customized, all that. There you go, jackass. Just kidding. Kinda. Oh no. Proof of the turf, kind of a weird thing to say, like I would lie. I ain't no liar, brother. Need all that on the chat.
You ain't never hate.
Swarm
Says if the Texans win against Denver, they're 6-4 and in 7th place in the AFC by the end of the Titans game. Yeah, then you'll have the Jags and then you'll have the Titans So yeah, that will be an interesting thing to see. Someone says that's AI. Proof of the turf. Is that AI? Did I just reply to AI? There ain't no way I did that.
High-grade marijuana called Kush on the streets.
Nah, y'all gotta be kidding on that. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Who knows? But yeah, this is unfamiliar territory for DeMeco. It's unfamiliar. It's been there's never been any like criticism for him. I also don't. I also my other thing for this for DeMeco that I want to that I kind of want to get into before we put a bow on it is if he's mad about the Stingley thing, and he's mad about the DJ Anime stuff, and I don't know what happened with DJ Anime. I know that I asked Stingley about the if he likes to press. Then I said DeMeco said you want to get hands on him. I didn't see a lot of press. I didn't say DeMeco said that you were supposed to press. I said DeMeco said he wanted to get a lot of hands on him and be physical, and he didn't want to press. So if he says I said that, that's wrong. That's as wrong as him sitting there 30 seconds after he says everyone and saying that I didn't say everyone. So like who's the irresponsible one here? That's the thing I say. Like in my profession, I'm not a football player, I'm not an expert, but what I say is held against me. Like all I really have in this is my word. There's opinions that I've had that still get brought up. So like maybe it's just kind of like a different thing, but when you say everyone, and this has happened multiple times, and then 20 seconds later you kind of deny it, that doesn't do you any favors. And if you think that I told Stingley that you said he was supposed to press, you're wrong. Like you're 100% wrong on that. And I'll just pull it up right now to prove it, because I think that's not at all what I said. Now, he said that you wanted to get hands on him, which I think it's hard for a DB to get hands on a guy when he's not pressing. I think that's difficult. I also will say he was asked about press coverage multiple times, and all he had to do was say, we decided not to press. We thought we could still be physical, and there's that. But he's so paranoid about what he says and all this type of stuff that he kind of overthinks it, and that's what happens. So this would be like me going up to CJ and saying, like, if Nick Caley came out and said, we wanted to play extra fast, we wanted to play up tempo, but they're huddling every time, it would be like me saying, yeah, do you like to play up tempo? Yes. Well, Caley said, why was there so much huddling? Like, why was there Caley said that the game plan was to huddle, blah, blah, blah. How can you play up tempo when you huddle? That's pretty much what it is. But to say that I said DeMeco said that he was supposed to press, that did not happen.
Yeah. After seeing the tape in the Seattle game, what do you think went wrong against JSN?
We just gotta communicate.
Do you like? Seems like you like to press a little bit. We asked DeMeco about it. He said the game plan was to get hands on him and all that, but didn't seem like there was a lot of pressing. Is that something that you like to do?
I mean, I feel like any corner, likes to be at the line. But I'll never do nothing outside of what the play call is. So, from the play call tell me to be off, I'm gonna be off.
And that includes shadowing as well.
Includes everything.
Well, there you go. That was never said. I mean, that's very easy to see. Now, maybe you think that it's that you don't want the game plan question, but leading up to the whole week, we talk every day. We've done this. We've done this for. I've dedicated the largest amount of my voice to the Texans for 10 years now, including digitally. No matter what, we're talking about them, even when they suck. Even when they suck, even in the offseason, during the draft, we're talking about them. And last week, the talk was Derek Stingley versus JSN. We were looking forward to the matchup. It didn't happen. And he wasn't pressing. But there was no point where that was said. So if you're gonna hold that against me, you're holding something against me that I didn't say. Never said that. The DJ thing's completely separate. I don't know what their situation is or what the beef is, because he has a lot of Stingley quotes too. I never said that though. It didn't happen. If that's what you're upset about, never happened. That did not happen. I'm not going to pretend I know more football than DeMeco Ryans, but I am going to pretend that the words that I say do get held against me. And the constant generalizations and all that type of stuff, like it gets to be a lot. It gets to be a lot. Now, here's my other thing that I want to ask. So if you think that that's like misrepresented, lost in translation, however the hell you want to say it, how can this quote be misrepresented? We talked about this last week. Like, when it comes to blaming players, how can this quote not be taken as anything other than blaming players? Help me out here. Like, how can this quote that we brought up last week be taken as anything other than the coaches are doing everything perfect and the players need to figure it out? Tell me that.
I'm figuring it out why things are happening. It's always baffling as a coach when you go through and you practice a certain thing and you work it a certain way, and guys get in the game and do something completely different. Well, that's being disjointed. Like, we got to be on the same page, and not on the same page like we don't know what we're doing. We just got to do what we called. We got to run what we call. Right? The techniques we work, the things we established throughout training camp, we got to do that, right? And when we do that, you'll see we operate efficiently. We are able to be in the right spot defensively, special teams wise. We're able to get our blocks done the right way when we just execute what we practice all week, right? You can't get in a game. So I told our guys today, you can't get in a game and overcomplicate football. I know football can be a complex game within a game, but to me, football is simple. And you make it simple, you keep it simple, and allow guys to go play fast. All right, and that's what we've done, but we don't need to make things up. We don't need to try to do something or press and make a play. Just be like, we just have to stay with what we've been coached to do it the right way every single time. When I say it's one snap at a time, that's what I truly mean. It's not, I need to make this big play. You need to focus in one snap at a time, do exactly what you're coached to do. When we do that, we play well. When we get outside of that and we try to do more, that's when we don't play well. So it's not complicated to play this game. We don't need to make it that way. Let's play fast and let's play fun.
All right. So when they do what we say, it works out. Like, the practices that the coaches put together, they're perfect. Like, they put you in a perfect position to play perfect. And when they do what we say, that's how we win. He just said that. That's not a misinterpretation or anything like that. Like, he literally just said that. So it is what it is with DeMeco. My thing is this. It's not a personal thing. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I think he's trying to figure it out and trying to get it right. And the thing that I said earlier today that I'll reset again. I'm kind of worn out talking about it, honestly. I'm ready for the off day tomorrow. But I expect nothing from DeMeco. I feel like he expects something from me. I feel like he expects the media to just bow down and do whatever. And I think this is any other city, there would be criticism for the Texans right now. There would be way more questions about game planning. There would be way more questions about anything. The Houston media market's interesting. They don't even have a columnist at the Houston Chronicle. They don't have a columnist. It's like the only big town paper. They don't have a columnist. Jonathan Alexander wrote a hell of a column criticizing the Texans last week, and I was proud of him. But they don't have a columnist. Like, so it's not like this is like just some sort of harsh thing. Like DeMeco Ryans, I don't think anyone wanted DeMeco Ryans to coach this team more than me. So I don't expect anything from him. It feels like he thinks there should be like a certain way about things. And that's just not realistic. That's not what I was educated to do. That's not what I've done for 20 years. And that's just where that is. And when you go up there and there's something specific that you're upset about and you generalize it into a large group, whether it's fans, media, you get yourself in trouble. And when you say something and then you say that you didn't say it later on, it happens. So that's just kind of what it is. Kiss the ring vibes, huh? Trey says local sports media's job is literally to challenge the BS the local teams spew. It's just not done nearly enough. Yeah, I don't know what the job. There's no specifics of the job. You can do it however you want. There's no right or wrong way to do it. I think that you ask questions, you kind of try to get a pulse of what the fans are talking about, and you figure it out. But yeah, I don't know what the vibes are. Timothy C. How creative.
You ain't never hate.
Swarm.
He says y'all good. We're real good. We're real good. I think DeMeco's good too. He'll be fine. We'll see which way this goes. I think it'll be fine. I don't think it's going to be anything crazy. Tim says former ball players really hate criticism from non-players. Yeah, I think DeMeco Ryans hates anyone that's not a close family or friend and a non-player and a player. That's been my thought before this. That's what I think now. So yeah, you didn't play the game, blah blah blah. Yes, I think that's a fact. I will say this though, like there's people that DeMeco does respect, quite a few that are texting and kind of rolling their eyes, and they were doing so before this. Like they've been doing it for weeks. And they're people that he would really, 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 really respect a lot. So I don't know that his presentation is as smooth as perhaps he thinks it is. Need all that says, I like to imagine DeMeco watches all your streams at night before bed or in the morning with a coffee. No, I don't know. I think he's aware of some stuff, but I don't think he would do that. He's definitely a lot. He knows a lot more about what's written and stuff like that than anything like that. Robert says he's acting like a slime ball. How would this team handle New York media? He couldn't last. So yeah, that's kind of what that is. Y'all really want this you guys good soundbite. I'm not. That's a Cody Stoots thing. Cody Stoots can handle that. The you guys good. I'm gonna move past that. I do want to confess something though. I don't really hate DeMeco at all. I think DeMeco's a fine coach. He doesn't respect me, but that's fine. I don't expect anything from him, but that's all good. But I will confess something.
Watch this. These are my confessions.
I'm not a Sean Payton fan. I wanted no part of Sean Payton when he was on the market. I remember I was kind of criticizing the notion that you trade draft picks for Sean Payton. And I remember it was during the Texans uniform presentation. Hannah came up to me and said, God, you hate Sean Payton. I was like, yes, I do. Not a fan. And then he went on Cowherd and basically crapped on the Texans organization. I'm not a big Sean Payton guy. I have my friend's dad actually coached with him before. That friend, by the way, is now the offensive line coach for the Indianapolis Colts. Rest in peace, Tony Sperano Sr. Tony Sperano Jr. doing his thing, but that's my boy. He actually coached with Peyton on the Cowboys staff. But yeah, I'm not a Sean Payton guy. But I will say I do think Denver is a pretty dangerous squad. This line, though, what is it telling us? This betting line, what it opened at and where it's at. What are they telling us that they think about Denver? Denver's been pretty hot. Denver had their backs against the wall against the Giants, and now they're kind of moving a little bit, especially on offense. I do think the Texans defense can handle it. I do think Bo Nix, by the way, I asked DeMeco a Bo Nix question after all this. I do think he is kind of the quarterback that a type of quarterback that DeMeco could perhaps take advantage of. But Sean Payton's a good coach. They're a good team. It would be by far the biggest win of the year. And with the previously mentioned opportunity that the Texans do have, I think it would be a big chance for DeMeco and the Texans. Jorge says, I attend all the home games, my friend. He says, hey, Landry, do you attend any of the games? I would like to invite you to our tailgate pregame, Blue Lot 22. Shoot me this message on closer to Sunday, and I'll come by and say what's up. Just shoot me this message earlier, and I'll come by, and see how you're living for sure. I like meeting people at games. We meet people. If you're ever at a game, let me and Cody know. We'll come say what's up. But yeah, just shoot me that a little bit. I'm not gonna. I probably won't remember that as much for sure. Do you find it weird DeMeco hasn't looked at anything regarding Denver yet? I think they start watching film today. Maybe he just didn't want to admit that. Maybe that was just like a little bit more, but I kind of believed him when he said that. Malik says you're talking about Gary Kubiak. No. Gary is I've had him on the stream a couple of times, but Gary needs to help DeMeco during this time. Like I actually think that DeMeco could lean on Gary for that. But no, Gary would never say anything bad about DeMeco, and I wouldn't expect him to. But Coobs has been on the stream a couple of times. I admire the hell out of that man. I know DeMeco admires the hell out of that man. DeMeco hasn't even been coaching for 10 years right now. It's kind of crazy. He hadn't even been coaching for 10 years. And he's been an NFL head coach for three of those years. So no, Kubiak would not be the guy. I do think Kubiak probably dealt with. I also think Kubiak handled things a little bit better. Like some of the rules that Kubiak had, I thought they were solid for back then. I thought Kubiak did a really good job where you got to be there every day to ask questions. There was like some practice rules and stuff like that where I think Kubiak he just kind of kept it a little bit professional. But yeah, I think maybe he could lean on Kubiak this time. He needs to just go win. Like go win. Like I don't really care like either way. Just go win. It's good for me. I want that to happen. Zach says, I think there was a communication issue with DeMeco and Matt Burke. Should be on the same page as far as game plan and how they're going to cover. No, I don't think so. I think their communication's fine. I think at the end of the day, DeMeco's the one that's going to make the decisions on defense. That's why they kind of minimized it. And I think there'll be a time where perhaps he takes over play calling. So I don't think they have communication issues. I wouldn't believe that or think that at all. And if there was, it would end pretty quickly with him. Timothy says our defense is going to carry us this Sunday. Yeah, I mean that's the hope. The defense is the superpower. We've said that. That was an offseason talking point. The defense is a superpower. And that's what's gonna take them home. That's what's gonna make life easier for the offense, and that's what they're gonna have to rely on. And quite frankly, these next three games, would it shock you if the defense carried them? No, and nobody thinks this team sucks. That's why for them to play the way that they've played is frustrating, maddening, and I'm sure DeMeco's a little bit frustrated by it, as well. So. Yeah, we're good. You guys good? We're good. We're good. XA1R23 says, I thought DeMeco was trying to take it outside. That would not go well for me. that would not go. That would not go well for me. Unless I had like a sudden craving for like hospital food or something like that, and the medical district is right there, that would go very poorly for me. Me and DJ at the same time, quite frankly. I don't think it's to that point. I don't think the frustration got to that point. So yeah, that's what that is. Put a bow on it. We'll see if it continues. If the questions need to be asked, I'll ask the questions. Again, I expect nothing from DeMeco Ryans. He doesn't owe me anything, and that's just really what that is. And if they win, that's great. I will commit to this right now. I don't have a single tattoo on my body. I have a single tattoo on my body. If DeMeco Ryans wins a Super Bowl with Nick Caley as his OC, that's the thing, because that's been a lot of the criticism. If DeMeco Ryans wins a Super Bowl with Nick Caley as his OC, I will get "you guys good?" as my first tattoo. It's kind of old to get your first tattoo. I hope this doesn't result in like some sort of like addiction where I'm like the old dude that's getting tattoos late. But if DeMeco Ryans ever wins a Super Bowl, ever, it doesn't have to be this year. If DeMeco Ryans ever wins a Super Bowl and he has Nick C as his OC, Nick, then I will get a tattoo. "You guys good?" Period. No bet, no nothing. I will get a "you guys good" tattoo if DeMeco Ryans wins a Super Bowl with Nick Caley. And quite frankly, I hope it happens. I hope it happens. Stuff's better when they win. But that's just kind of where that is and what that was. SNL probably a little bit better of a breakdown of it. If you want to go check that out, Reaction Monday, presented by TDECU. You want to check that out. But yeah, no big deal. Business as usual. I'm not changing. I don't know if he's changing or not. I would probably stop generalizing if I were him. It's not helping him. And that's that. Like that's really that. I'm not a PR person though, but I would probably stop doing that. It's not good for you, fan base, anything like that. So who knows? We're all evolving here in this game of life. Timothy says, "Tell DeMeco catching you outside." He catches me outside. I'm What color Jello do you want, Mr. Locker? You get a new grill before we know it. And it's not going to be a neck tattoo. That's for damn sure. Appreciate y'all for rolling through. Be sure to subscribe, like, right along. Texans are off tomorrow. SNL, though, per the usual, 4 o'clock, locker room stream. We'll go on to Denver tomorrow at 10:30. There's a couple of things that I want to take a close look at when it comes to this game. There's also a fear I have. And I still have trust issues with this offensive staff. Like those have not gone away because of a win against San Francisco. And I think we don't have to think back too far to see why and what. They'll return to the practice field on Wednesday. DeMeco Ryans will be back at the podium, and we'll hear what he has to say. Subscribe, like, right along. Always remember, Jake Ramirez with the soup says, anything more to this outside noise thing? Because there sure is going to be a lot more if they go out there and embarrass themselves versus Timber. Period. That's in any market, no doubt. So yeah, outside noise. It is what it is. Appreciate y'all for rolling through. Whether there's outside noise, whether there's not, whether there's people doing good or people not doing good. When it comes to this Texan stuff, we're all in it together. Appreciate y'all for rolling through on an active Reaction Monday. Shout out to Sleeper. Seriously, download the Sleeper app. Use it as your scoring app. Just do it for one weekend. Download Sleeper. Use it as your scoring app. I know most of y'all use that old ass app. Download Sleeper. Use it as your scoring app. You can also get the free $20. Nothing required. $20 entry, and then you can get 100% match up to 100. But even if you don't want to do that, I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that and play higher, lower. But download it and use it as your scoring app and thank me later. It is the best sports app in the game, I promise you. I'm not just saying that. It's kind of like the Texans turf. Guy made me show my turf today. That was a weird thing. Bye-bye.
Opinions to give, we got takeaways. If it's up, then it's up. We number one. You don't need to try your luck. Locker room, yeah, we in the locker room. Texas talk, yeah, you know what we about to do. Localized, every angle's what we really do. We the source, we the pulse of the city too.